Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. Uh, One of you sent me this website, and this is one of those organizations who do what it's called interfaith dialogue between Christians and Muslims. Now, I want to warn people from those organizations. Those organizations, they are not meant for the benefit of the Christians in any mean, in any way. Those organizations actually they help Muslims not to do interfaith, but to enter your community from the door which you open for them widely. If you go and see any of those organizations who speak about interfaith dialogue, what does that mean, interfaith dialogue? They will bring you a bunch of liars, especially Muslims, who they start speaking about Islam is peace, Islam is about love, Islam accept everybody, Islam don't reject anyone, Islam preserve the property of non-Muslims, Islam protect non-Muslims, Islam, 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 Islam. So simply, it is a stage of praising Islam, not the opposite. Not to say the truth. Like, if this is what Islam is about, I have no problem really. If Islam is a religion, which preserve property and life and the freedom of speech and the freedom of religion, no problem. But the fact, if you watch these videos, you will see that there's nothing there but a bunch of liars. Everybody is lying to everybody. And the Christians are the victims because many of those Christians, those naive Christians, they have no idea what's happening. They think this is true. You see, many of the Christians, with my respect to the Indian, I want to speak about the Indian or Mexican. Mexican, Indian, and our people in the Middle East, we have things we share. Like, we are dreamers. So we like to watch a movie where the end of the movie, there is a hero is winning. Or we like to watch a movie where there's too much love and crying and drama. Uh, what you hear about Interfaith is nothing more than this. There's a director who he wrote the scenario before the meeting started. He choose his actors who want to be in the stage, and he choose actors fit for this position. Like in this case here, they invited someone. His name is Jihad Turk, and he is a Palestinian. He is born from an American mother who married a Muslim. And he will give you a speech about Islam, how wonderful it is. And this is all division. It had nothing to do with Islam. Islam did not divide people. It is politics. The fact Islam itself is nothing but a politics, and Islam is nothing but a government, and Islam is nothing but a gang seeking power. But sadly, you Christians, and I'm talking to you Christians, you invite those people to your churches. This is the case. This is how it is. Sadly, today we don't have really Christians in churches, and I'm talking about leaders. We have people who they are politically correct. They help the devil to spread his nerves through your body. And the body of the church is us, our children's, your family. They go to the church. You think your family, they are going to the church to meet Christians, but you will be surprised that you go to the church, you find somebody inviting an imam to teach you lies about Islam, to make you accept Islam. And if somebody, a Christian, he listened to me, he will say, man, this guy is teaching hate. This guy must be a liar. There's no way. I saw them in my church. In my church, the guy, he taught us a lot of things, which is really beautiful. And he gave us even proofs. This is what the Christians these days are doing. So don't blame Muslims for what they will do to you. What is done to you, Christians, is done by your hand, not by the hand of the Muslims. You see, if somebody called me by phone and he says to me, I have you won, etc., but in order to send the money for you, you need to give me your bank account and your name and your information so we can send it. So if I give it to him, it's me, the fool, not him, the scammer. It's your foolishness. He's a criminal. What do you think we would do? He is calling you to get your information, and you give it to him. And this is exactly what those Christians they do when they invite those people to their churches. And you know, like it's very sad. You hear those people; those are good people, you know, but very naive, very naive, extremely naive, very sad. It looked like, you know, uh, we are in competition about how we can go blind, and we are in competition about who can make a better lie. And nobody here in this whole conversation, the whole room, this conference, have hundreds of people there, and bring in some Muslims and Christians to sit in the stage and the rest they watch. What a nice show. And for sure, everybody will give everybody a hug and we love you and, you know, etc. What a big fat lie. You know, we are the Christians, we, not you, who suffer from Islam for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Why people don't read history? Why? There is something you can go and search for it right now. It's called the Pact of Umar. The Pact of Umar. Umar ibn al-Khattab, the Caliph, when he occupied Jerusalem, he forced the Christian to sign a pact in order for them not to be killed. Go and read it. You do not need to buy my book to read it. You do not need to read my book, The Deception of Allah, in order to have it. It's in the internet. Just go and search for it. And you will see how ugly, how disgusting, how filthy this religion is. The history is all over around us. The history of today, the history of yesterday, the history of 1,000 years ago, it is around us. We can read it. But still you get a bunch of filthy, and I call them filthy, by the way. Those who organize this organization, they are the filthy and you are the victim. They are the scammers. Because what the point of this is to lie to each other. Why we don't face each other with the truth? So we can fix the problem. Are we going to fix a problem by saying Muslims are nice? Are we going to fix the problem by saying Muhammad was a great prophet? Are you serious? And do you think the Muslims will stop doing jihad? And you know, the Muslims, they have a target and they will never stop until they conquer you. Oh, everybody knows, even donkeys, they know it. So inviting Muslims to such what they call conference, it is made for what? For what is the purpose? The purpose is very simple. It's just to fool you and to make you the coming victim. Now, in the speech of this guy, Jihad Turk, you know, and by the way, I say good for him, good for them, good for the Muslims. If they can fool those Christians, good for them. If you Christians decide to be stupid, this is your problem. This is not the problem of Muslims. If the Muslims can take over your country and fool you, well, if you decide to be dumb, you go for it. He will make a speech about that, you know what, this is all about politics, and you know, and even the Quran says Allah, He made you nations indifferent. If He want, He can make you one religion, but He make you a nation. Okay, well, you know what? If Allah made us in one nation, then why, if He is the one who made us nations and we have differences, then why He wanna kill us for being different by His made? Like, can't we find somebody there asking the question? I mean, seriously, from all those people there, not even one person have a brain to say, you know what? Okay, you know what? If Allah is the one who made us different, and He created us different nation, and different languages, and different religion, so why He ordered the Muslims to kill us? But I assume that in this meeting there's a 300 dump, not a 300 Christians.
So let me begin by introducing our first speaker. Dr. Jihad Turk is president of the BAN Claremont Islamic Graduate School and former imam and director of religious affairs at the Islamic Center of Southern California. He's been here for a number of other events, and it's a great joy and pleasure to welcome him back again. So would you please come?
I want to know who is this filthy man. Nice speech, nice smile. It's a great business, you know. Like, I mean, I don't. God knows how much money they are making from this scam. They bring a Muslim, they sell tickets, and here we go. We have interfaith, and we are bringing you imam. This guy is an imam. I will shave my 20-foot beard if this guy is an imam. It is unbelievable. It's really hard to believe. And this is the imam. And the imam will give you a speech about the beautiful religion of Islam.
In the few moments that I have with you here this evening. The first is that I think that relations between Muslims and Christians and people of other faith is something that is not only possible because of our scripture and because of our experiences as communities with each other throughout history.
Yeah, our experience through history, like what? Bloodshed, slaughter, sex slaves, stealing our money. And not only based on our scriptures, like based on his scriptures, we can have relationship. Are you serious? Isn't it your Quran chapter 5 verse 51 says, take not Christians and Jews as your friends? What do you mean based on scriptures? Based on scriptures, we can have relationship. When his Quran forbid the Muslims from having a friendship with us, he will not read that verse for you. Oh, you know what? I forgot. He know that he is speaking to a bunch of dumb, stupid idiots who claim that they have a PhD in religion. All those who sit in this room, they claim to be church ministers. They are the one who teach you about your God, your religion, but the fact they are the last one to know. This is why I'm saying to you, you Christians, in your churches, you have many Muhammad. Because Muhammad had many names. One of them is Lucifer. The other name, it might be a minister. The other name, it might be a bishop. The other name, it might be a prophet. It might be anything, but all of them, they are doing the same job. Everyone, he come to you in the uniform you like to see. You like to see a priest, he come to you in the uniform of a priest. You like to see a church, he come to you to the church. Lucifer is very powerful. And this is why our voice is not to be heard. For we don't have Lucifer in our side. If I have Lucifer in my side, trust me, every church door will open. And you people will be inviting me all over. I will not even have time to take a break. And this is why you see Lucifer, he opened the door for this man to come to your church. But by the help of the other Lucifers. And who is the victim at the end? It's your family. This guy in his speech, he says, Allah did not divide the people really to make them fight and kill. The fact, the Quran, the chapter which he recite every day 5 times a day. 5 times a day. Imagine how filthy liar those people are. This Quran in front of us say clearly that Allah, he divide people. And here specifically he is speaking about the Christians and the Jews and the Muslims. The Muslims are the one who they are good for sure. The Muslim, they will say to you that we pray Al-Fatiha. This is Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha means the opening of the Quran. You can read it, it's in front of you, and then at the end they say, Allah, don't do to us, show us the truth way, the straight way. Actually here the translation is not accurate, but it's okay. The way of those whom you hast bestowed, the grace. not the way who they are lost or cursed, and those who they are lost. Let me show you different translation, because this translation here is too much shish kebab and falafel and false fiction. This is why actually I say don't ever, accept Muslim translation for anything. Anything. It doesn't matter really what it is. See here the translation change. The whole word is really different. Suddenly here there's anger and etc. So don't make us Allah. Don't make us the same as those who they are. They earned your anger. Who is the one who earned the anger of Allah? The Jews. And who is the one who they are lost? The Christians. So the Muslims every day they pray 5 times a day, saying our name, Christian and Jews. Allah, please don't make us the same as the Christian and the Jews, the one who they are cursed and the one who they are lost. And yet this filthy idiot saying to you that in Islam, our scriptures teaching us good things about each other. Or what about this verse here? Actually, I saw an article, I searched for his name, this guy, Jihad, the fiction guy. Look what Mr. Jihad, he said about Islam in one of his speeches in that conference specifically. Islam believe in the American principle. Islam what? Islam as a religion believe in the American principle. How? I could not believe it. The principle of the property. Really? Now this is an article, by the way. Somebody is answering him. Somebody is a good guy, is trying to refute this guy. And then after that, I will answer both about the property and about the freedom of religion, because later here he mentioned that Islam believe in the freedom of religion. And he quote for us chapter 2 verse number 62. And this verse saying, you know what, the Christians and the Jews and the Sabians and the believers, they have nothing to fear, they will go to heaven. This is a big fat lie. This is a proof that Muhammad is a filthy liar, because when he was in the beginning week, he's saying Christians will go, the Jews will go, the Sabians will go, and then after that he said kill them all. So he was talking about who? What Sabian he talking about? What Christians he's talking about? The Muslims, they will say to you, or the Prophet was talking about the Christians who accepted Islam, the Jewish who accepted Islam, which means they are Muslims. Yes, he is calling them Christians, but he means the Muslims, those who they are following Isa, and those who they are following Moses, not the Jewish, those people are not exist. This is the hypocrisy and this is the lies they teach you. Now let us go over the Quran and show you some verses to make it short. But again, remember, don't ever trust a Muslim teaching you his religion. What the Quran says about the Christians and the Jews and the atheists. You see, he said that Quran encouraged people to live together and to be peacefully together. Quran call us animals. Animals, animals. You see, if we say that to the Muslims, Obama today, not tomorrow, we will make a big speech against, if Trump, imagine Trump, he say, Muslims are animals. You can imagine what Obama and his gang, Hillary Clinton and all those corrupt, filthy people, they will say. Oh, he's a racist, he is a redhead racist, he hate the black, he hate the Arab, he hate the Muslims, he hate everybody, he hate the Mexican. They play always the race card to play the game to win. And for sure, many of the naive, like you, people, for sure not all of you, will believe it. I am a Mexican, I will be angry. Oh, sure, Trump is talking about Mexican, he is racist. You know what? I don't care if Trump is racist or not. If Trump will give me a job, if Trump will fix this country, let him be the president. What he can do with his racism anyway. At the end of the day, all of them, They are there to do a job. They cannot make a law against someone by race. It's against the Constitution. But we can make a law against teaching of hate. And we have it already. Actually, USA banned already Nazi German to come to USA. How come we cannot do it to the Muslims who teach hate? We did it already to the communists. How come we cannot do it to those who they are coming to do jihad? That is the double standard. Now the Quran in front of us says, chapter 8, verse number 55, and you can click at any translation. As I said, all of them, they are the same lie. The worst of the animals. Look what the Quran teach what we are. The worst of moving living creatures. We are moving. That's encouragement. That's nice. You know, we are moving. See? The worst of moving living creatures before Allah, those who disbelieve. So what we are? Actually, it doesn't say that. This is a false translation. The word dawab is coming from the word dabba. Dabba is any animal who walk on four. Dabba. Ad-dawab is specifically used for animals. This is why in different translation you will see the word moving creatures is gone. It became beast. Like what happened? From moving creatures to beast? You see it? There's a huge difference between moving creatures and beast. So the word dawab specifically is Allah is calling us animals. We are animals. And not only we are animals, we are the worst animals. And yet in the interfaith they give hugs. Why does Imam did not read for you that you Christians are the worst animals? You are the worst beast. How come he didn't say that? But he gave us a speech about being good to each other. Islam is a nice religion, peaceful religion. And then he speak about Islam preserving your property. Islam preserving your property. I thought the Christians themselves are property of Islam. Not only your property is not preserved. If we go to the Quran, let us say something else. In chapter 9, verse number 14, Allah says, قَاتِلُوهُمْ يُعَذِّبُهُمُ اللَّهُ بِأَيْدِيكُمْ. Fight them, Allah, He punished them by your hand. So what the point of this fight? To be nice to you? No. Just to kill you? No. There's more than this. Is to torture you and cover you with shame. Cover you with shame. And that will release and heal the breast of the believers. This is the religion of revenge. And by the way, revenge not because you did something to them. Like as an example, the verse before it says, "Isn't it those people who kick your prophet out of his town?" The fact nobody kicked him. He ran away, the coward. He ran away, the coward. Nobody is accept him. Everybody making fun of him. So he ran away. So he said to them, aren't you going to fight those who kicked your prophet away? Well, they can kill him if they want. They did not. And why they will kill him? All the time is his family. And the most people who oppose him was his own family, his uncle, even his grandfather, his uncle, his good uncle, the one who took care of him. He refused to convert to Islam. Muhammad, he have many uncles, One of them, he called him names for refusing Islam, but there is one of them, he is the one he grew in his house. Even that one, he know Muhammad is a false prophet, and he refused to convert to Islam. So the Muslims are ordered to fight to punish you, and that will heal the hate in the breast of the Muslims. Allah cannot punish us without the punishment of Muslims. So it is the Muslims are exist for a reason, is to fight you and to punish you. And this is a punishment of Allah. But yet the Abdul, in his speech, he will speak about what? I will speak about being, our scriptures allowed us to live together. In chapter 98, verse number 6, إن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم خالدين فيها أولئك هم شر البرية. How come he don't quote this verse for us? This verse saying that those who they are, and by the way, he said in the video that Quran called the Christians and the Jews people of the book. Wow, what a nice. You see, Quran, he says that we are people of the book. Well, we are people of the book, but yet Allah will send us to hellfire, and we are the worst of the creatures. How come you don't say in the stage, hey Christians, you are the worst of the creatures? He give you a speech about politics, he give you a speech about Miramar, he give you a speech about USA, he give you a speech about everything have nothing to do with the topic. You are going to go to fire Christians, and you are the worst of the creature. Now, when a Muslim he hear that we are the worst of creature, what do you think he will think of you? That explains why there is too much hate, because he believe in his heart, man, those are Christians, they are the worst of creatures. And the other verse says we are animals. We are the worst of the animals. We are the worst of the donkeys and the horses and the snakes and the rats and the cats. We are the worst animals. This is what the Quran is saying. But they will not say to you that in the interfaith. Give me a hug, give me a hug. Oh, mashallah, Allahu Akbar. I feel so good today. You know? It's time for deception. Muhammad, he said, war is deception. And Muslims are in war with those naive Christians. And those Lucifers, bishops, and leaders, they invite them to your church. For all they serve one God. That is the God of this earth, and that is Lucifer. We continue. I don't know if I should show more, but let us continue. Allah, he said specifically to the Christians and the Jews that Allah will install terror in the heart of the disbelievers. I'm not going to mention all the verses, like in chapter 8, verse number 12, where it says that Allah will install terror in the heart of disbelievers, so cut their necks and cut their fingertips, blah, 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 blah. Cut their hands, cut their fingertips, cut their neck. This is Quran. How come he did not quote for us that in the interfaith? I will install terror in the heart of the believers, submit above their necks and cut their fingertips. Even fingertips, Allah, he wants you to lose them. In chapter 33, verse number 26, Allah targets specifically the Christians and he installed terror in their hearts. So it's a duty for every Muslim to install terror in your heart and to take you, either to slew you or to take you as a prisoner. And actually later Allah, he said in the Quran, take no prisoners, which means kill them all. You see it? And after you kill them, those Christians, and you slew them and installed terror in their heart, and you take them as a slave. This is what prisoners mean. You know, you take the women, their children as slaves. You kill them and you take them as slaves. Then you take their lands, their houses, their goods, yours. I thought Islam preserved the property. Islam have the same constitution as America. The property is preserved. But here the Quran saying that not only your property is not going to be preserved as a Christian, you as a human, you will be taken as a sex slave if you are a female. And your houses will be taken, and your goods will be taken, and your lands will be taken. So what is left? You took my wife, my children's, me, you kill me, you take my land, my money, my property, and then you talk about preservation of the property. And those Christians, they invite this devil to their church to teach that Islam is a great religion. And then at the end of the meeting, they give each other a bunch of hugs and I love you. And you, Christian, don't invite us to your church to teach the truth, but you invite those filthy people to your church. So you tell me who is the one serving Lucifer? And not only this, Christians, by the way, complain because I'm making long video. They want aftermarket video. Like, come on, can't you make for us 5-minute video? You know, we have no time for this garbage. We want fast food. So not only they don't invite us to their churches, even they have no patience to watch. They don't want to learn. They want even some, like, you know, Muhammad James White, as an example, he said, a Christian Prince video production, if I can call it production, he's making fun of my production as if it is about production. This is how it is today in the world of Lucifer. People, they want to see nice production. They want to see nice show. They want someone in the stage to entertain them, not to teach them. We do not need education. We need entertainment. Today we are in the age of entertainment. And those meetings are nothing but entertainment. It's like a drugs to make you cool down and relax. There's nothing. There's no worry from Islam. Islam is a great religion. Islam is a wonderful religion. Don't listen to those people who teaching you those things. They are teaching hate. You people are looking for entertainment. This is why most of the time, actually, I look around me, I said, man, what's happening to this earth? Where are the good Christians? All of this in the front of you, plain in the front of your eyes, saying, we will kill you, Christians. Some might say to you, where it says Christians? It says people of the book. You can search right now what Quran mean by people of the book. It's mean Christians and Jews, Christians and Jews, Christian and Jews, and no Muslim he will say this is not true. The Muslim, their duty according to Islam is to take your heart from your chest and to slew you. Do you see it? And to take some of you as prisoners. So if your wife is a pretty, she better buy nice Victoria's Secret for the Muslims. And their stronghold. And Allah will cast terror in their heart. And then we will take their land and their houses and their goods and their money and everything they have. But yet, you Christians still have no evidence of what I'm saying to be true, because this is not enough. Conquering our lands, city after city, town after town. You see, all this Middle East have nothing to do with Islam. This was a Christian land. Iraq, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, all is Christian land. Turkey, Erdogan was celebrating the opening, what he called opening, the victory of the Muslims over the Roman in Constantinople. 500 years is gone. And everybody forgot about it. And what happened to the people of Constantinople? They slaughtered them. This is why in the population of Turkey right now, the number of Christians in Turkey is not even 1%. What happened? From 100% to 1% in 500 years? What happened? They steamed, they kill all the men, They enslave all the women, and the children will be Muslims. Did I provide enough proofs? Sure not. Are you going to invite me to your church to teach you about Islam? Sure not. We cannot invite you. The Quran in chapter 33, verse number 77, this one it says it clearly, the same as we read for you. Allah will take their lands from them, their money, everything is yours. Everything is yours. We mentioned it already. So I hope with this I answer this. So please, if you see something is called interfaith, either you are going there to expose them or you don't go. If you are a potato coward, you don't dare to say you are a liar. You stand up in the stage and say this guy is lying to us, it's not true. Don't go there. Because you are sponsoring lies. I advise you, if you want to really stop those kind of filthy lies, to print a lot of pages and stand in the front of the door of this conference in the street, not inside, so nobody can complain, and give everyone who leave the conference a paper. Or you can put papers on the in the parking lot. Printed paper have all the evidence in every one car is attending the conference. People, they go out, they see it, they take it with them home, and they will see that all of this was nothing but a lie. With this, I say thank you, God bless. And I say again, thank you for those who are supporting us in what we do. I am invited before the end of this year to go to Asia to do some conferences. And I would like to see more of you supporting us in this mission so we can able to go and do what we need to do. Christ is Lord, Islam is false, and see you soon.